Welcome, everybody, to the Spart Asch Analysis Podcast. In this inaugural episode, brought to you live at 9 o'clock p.m. on July 9th, 2019. We welcome Spartan and myself.
You're black.
Okay. So, first thing on the table, I'm going over the things that have happened in the RBC this week. So, this week so far, we had Gas City at Charlotte on Sunday, the 3-game day yesterday, and today we had Gas City at Charlotte Game 2 and Skyliners at West Virginia Game 2. So what are your thoughts on this week so far, Spartan?
Well, to start,
So,
the old retired.
Squeaker has come out of retirement after winning a game and has taken back ownership of West Virginia. Both of the series that completed today were sweeps. Charlotte winning their 2 games 5-1 and 5-2. West Virginia winning their 2 games 4-3 and 5-0. Do you think that trend will continue for the 2 games tomorrow, Spartan?
The RBC versus Spartans, both sides. For now,
Can you say that again, please?
we haven't seen.
Okay.
ABC, but
Okay, so while we experience a couple technical difficulties with Spartan's microphone, tomorrow, don't know the game times, but if you haven't finished Series 2, you'll be playing tomorrow. So that'll be Boston at Omaha Game 2, Omaha 1 Game 1, and then Spartans at Cougars Game 2. So far this series, every game has been won by the home team.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, he's back. So, we're good now.
Muy excelente.
So,
All right. So yeah, my opinions on the Spartans versus Rock Valley.
Sure.
So, just like I said, just like I was trying to say, it really depends on who appears, especially for Rock Valley. If we don't see team players like Spartan and Smoggin, big name players like that, I could see RBC losing that game. But I think one big also factor is Doug's appearance. If we see Doug come this game, we could see a lot. You could see the game sway towards Nas. But his appearance also determines whether Nas can come on and take the game from the undefeated team.
That, I agree with that. So far this season, what do you think would be the top teams in the RBC right now? Top 2 or 3? What would you say?
In my opinion, right now, the top team, play-wise, I would have to go low-key with Nas. Here's my jurisdiction. Nas has consistently got hits. Close coming second, RVC. RVC has a lot of home runs. Most of their scoring this season has been a home run. If RVC can find a way to get more base hits, maybe we could see it. Maybe that could change. But the fact that the Spartans are consistently getting on base, that makes my decision as Spartans number 1 right now. Close number 2, I would have to say RVC, just purely based on the fact that they're 3-0, and somehow, even when they're down, they're finding ways to win right now. So that'll be my next second. Honorable mention right now, I have of course the Bandits. Especially with the lights out performance we saw from Ash in that 10-inning 30 strikeout game he had. Charlotte might be a team to look out for, especially coming out in the playoff season.
I would have to agree with the last one definitely, but I would also agree with the first two. I think Doug is the greatest coach of all time in the RBC, and I caught a glimpse of the Spartans at practice today, and he was really getting one-on-one with a couple of his players, even at a practice with like 7 people at. He was getting one-on-one with his players and really improving them.
You can see that Doug. You can see that Doug is really tired from last season, where he went like 1 for 8.
Here, let me look. I can go ahead and check the standings for last season.
You're going to do that, dog.
Last season, the Spartans were 1-5 when the season was prematurely ended, due to the fact that 2 of the teams were 6-1 and 6-2, and the other 2 teams were 2-6 and 1-5.
Yeah, I think Doug is a little tired of losing.
I would have to agree with that.
So I guess he's coming out this season with a vengeance.
So, what are your predictions for
1-for-7, by the way? He went 1-for-7.
What are your predictions?
Good way to dig yourself in the dirt.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay, what are your predictions for the RL standings wise? We're going to do this for both leagues, but how do you think the RL is going to shake out this season from what you've seen so far?
Let's look at the RL standings as of right now.
Right now, it's Charlotte, Omaha, Boston, and Gas City.
All right. So for my prediction, number 1, we're going to have to see Charlotte stay there. I think they're the front runners in the league. It's their league to lose. They're the most well put together team, the most all around team in this league. Next for this team, I wanted to say Boston because
definitely,
as it is stands, Boston has a new owner, Surfer. Their head coach is pitching really well, and the new owner has put a really nice solid team after having so little and doing so much with that team now. Hopefully, I want to see them take the 3rd spot.
I think Anthony's work so far in the RBC has been wholly unappreciated due to the fact that he came into the league. He hadn't played a game since season 3, and he's already put together a squad that's. It's true they're 1-2, but he's getting better. His coaching's getting better, and his team's getting better.
I do have to agree with that. And then coming in the number 3 spot, I think it's really going to be a dogfight between Flyers and Gladiators. Gladiators have really, in my opinion, been upset this season. They've really been a letdown from. Their draft was actually not probably one of the most. They were all right drafted.
One of the better ones.
They had a pretty solid team come out, but they haven't been able to put together wins, which has been surprising. And with 15 runs allowed right now to their 7, doubled, I think they're going to have to figure out a way to get their defense figured out. And with that, maybe they could push above the Boston Warriors and even towards the Flyers, take their spot. And I think with the Flyers, I think right now they're probably the most shocking team in the RBC right now. Not having their head coach there in not having their owner there in AJ. Crazy Time is not there all the time. When he does come out and play. But even with the players on his team, let's take a look at that. Let's see. We'll see with these players in this team right now.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that have more than 1 at bat. But
6 players with 1 at bat. But when you look at these names, you don't think these are big names. You look at these names, you see Ashton Champion and LJ. You see Meme Man Goat Alt, and you see Mr. Panda. But somehow
Mr. Panda's brother, not even Mr. Panda himself.
Yeah, not even his brother. And they're somehow number 2 in the RL.
So far, they've just been able to get as much offense and hits out of the few names that they have. Like, they're leading the RL in batting average and on-base percentage.
Yes. And continue, sorry.
Well, that was it. Go for it.
Well, and I think they're doing a great job, especially with AJ probably not be able to play as much as he wants to. But even going back to Boston City, where you have big names in Gas City, when you look at teams and they're last in the league, if I'm correct.
That is, yeah.
And they have players like Quiz, probably one of the best power hitters in our league. We got your boy Bear, a great pitcher. Riley Wilson, another great power hitter. The Mr. Panda XDXD. 22 fan, Garrett. These are bigger names than you see in a team like Omaha, but they still haven't been able to put together the wins that you should see from a team like this. And I'm not sure if that has to do with Garrett not pulling the weight as the owner should, with 3 at bats and 0 hits. I don't know what it is. Garrett and his team are gonna have to go and huddle and find out what the problem is so they can turn this around before the playoffs come.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. So we're gonna do the ML, and then I have a couple things I want to say about that. So
No problem.
here I'll do the ML. So I think the top team in the ML, I have no idea. I think here when do the Spartans and the Cougars play at MetLife? They play Series 5. I think after Series 5, whoever wins that series will know who the front runner is. But I think we can all agree that those two teams are the top two.
Agreed. I think one of those two are going to be the winners of the ML League, and we'll see each other in the playoffs. And probably most likely in the ML CS for sure.
Yeah.
Great. I can't wait to see it.
When it comes to the third and
Now-
fourth spot in the Metro League, we've got the West Virginia Mountaineers and the New York Skyliners. Both of these teams have allowed more than 20 runs in 4 games, which we compare to the other last place team, the Gas City Gladiators. In the same number of games, they've only allowed 15. I think both of these teams need to work on their defense. West Virginia, as of now, has more players and just more power hitters overall. Excuse me. But I think Jiff coming in as owner for the Skyliners will be a good thing for them.
That is,
Yeah, the
and
Skyliners
one thing
have gone through a lot of trouble with their ownership.
One thing about the Mountaineers I'd like to talk about is that they need to find a great pitcher. Not dissing that their pitchers aren't all right. What I'm saying is that them and the Skyliners don't have pitchers. And right now, this league is ran by pitchers. When you look at all other teams, those two are the only teams in the 20s. The only other team closest to them is 10 by the Gas City Gladiators.
At Gas City, they've pitched 6 different pitchers.
I think what West Virginia and Skyline need to do is either, one, develop their pitchers like West Virginia needs to do with Gulag, in my opinion. Is develop their pitchers that they do have, or go out and find a pitcher, make moves, grab pitchers from other teams. Because that's what they desperately need right now. They're doing all, in my opinion, they're doing all right in runs scored.
Yeah,
Some of them Skyliners are towards the bottom, but they still score run. And West Virginia is actually in the one of the top teams in scoring. They just don't have pitching or fielding. That's what they need to work on in the league. In the league, especially, that's ran by pitching and fielding.
Yeah, and the thing I wanted to say, this season, even more so than Season 7, which we saw a lot of, this season is run completely by defense.
Agreed.
We've seen, although most of the games end up around 5-0, 4-0, 5-1, 3-1, most of these games are decided by 1 or 2 misplaced meatballs that end up in the stands.
Exactly.
When it comes to like really huge slugfests that we used to see in the RBC, those just kind of don't happen anymore. These games are happening in less and less time. Like my stream of the Cougars and the Spartans the other day was only 50 minutes long. That's a 5-inning game in 50 minutes. We had 5-inning games in Season 3 and 4 going 2.5, 3 hours.
And why do you think that is?
I think
because this game is a defensive game nowadays.
Yeah, after the Roblox updates, pitching is just on the pitcher side a lot more now.
Mm-hmm.
And batting averages overall are much lower than they used to be.
Yes, agreed.
Like, we used to see people with a consistent 700 average in the RBC, or at least something close to that. Now the leader in the league is 881, and that's Tyler Austin after facing the Spartans without Doug and the New York Skyliners without any good pitching.
That is agreed. And
But
continue,
yeah.
sorry.
But I think the reason why the RL and ML are looking so different so far is just because, like, if you look at the runs allowed and runs scored, especially just the runs scored, for the ML we have 15, 19, 14, and 5, and then for the RL we have 15, 8, 2, and 7. The RL overall has a batting average that's somewhere around 200 points lower than the ML. Like, no
Mm-hmm.
RL team has a batting average above 434, which is the Flyers, while, let me check, every team except for the Skyliners is within 5 points or above that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because the RL just has really, really good pitchers. Like, if you look at the leaderboard for pitching, the K's, 2 RL, 1 ML in third. All of the shutouts are in the RL, and then all 3 of the top whip pitchers are in the RL. It's just shown
I do agree.
a difference between the league with pitchers and the league without pitchers, and also the league with outfielders. The RL, while it has great pitching, also has great outfielding.
I do agree with that, sir. One thing
But
I would like to add though is that I would like to see more moves happen. No moves have happened yet.
yeah, no big
No big
trades
trades.
have occurred.
I
It's
would
just
like I want to see a team step out there and make those big trades, take those risks. You know, I mean, they might eventually lose, but what you got? What do you got? 2 more seasons left.
yeah, we got plenty of time in this season still. That's only 4
Still,
games out of
yeah.
16. We're only a quarter of the way through.
No, yeah. I want to segue into something. I want to segue into way too early award predictions.
Oh yeah, everyone's been talking about this, especially after my broadcast of one of West Virginia's games against, I think it was the Spartans. Gulag has really shown up as the best rookie in the league so far.
I would have to agree.
Like,
Yes.
that's nothing against guys like 3D Model, Ziffity, some of the other rookies in the league, but
Speedy runner and things. Yep.
Gulag went up on the mound. He has an ERA of 4.0 right now and a WHIP of 2.2, which is about maybe like an eighth of Tyler Austin's ERA in WHIP, but we don't talk about that. But he
But
is
for a rookie,
for a rookie, it's a little bit above average considering all of the pitchers in the league. But for a rookie, comparing to the other rookies, he's doing quite well.
I would have to agree with you there, sir. And maybe I would say even a close runner to right now. As a owner right now, I want to even try to push my rookie 3 model more to pitch, just so we can possibly show him the new aspect to playing in the RBC instead of just batting. But let's continue. Let's look at even Silver Slugger right now.
Silver
Silver Slugger,
Slugger,
there's
if
no,
Tyler,
there's no, there's no really leaders. Everyone's tied with 2 home runs. But
that's
what
Hank
names
Aaron,
would
boss.
you?
Hank Aaron is the one for home runs.
Oof.
Silver Slugger's batting
Oh,
average.
I'm slow. I'm a bit slow. Okay.
But home runs, there's like, I think it's like 10 different people with 2 home runs, including both of us.
And who would you say? I want to hear 3 names. Throw out 3 names out there. I think would
For
be the 3
what?
names leading that home run categories.
I think in like the ability to make stuff happen without getting meatballs, I would probably have to say me, you, Doug, and maybe Reckless, and maybe Dar. That's 5 names I know, but
I think I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I think for home runs, I think it's gonna be Reckless between Reckless, Ash, And you know what? Just because I like his average right now, I like Tyler Austin. He's been hitting really well.
Yeah,
And
Tyler Austin has just kind of if he keeps hitting anywhere close to this, like if he stays around the 500 600 range for his batting average, he will get the most improved award in the ML
oh,
because
definitely.
Tyler Austin,
I think
the pit road cone, has been known for mediocrity both in his coaching and his performance.
oof,
Now, now that's nothing against
does hit
him,
that hard.
but he still
No,
isn't much of a pitcher and he still isn't much of a fielder, but he has found a way to get lots of knocks this season. That
do you
889
think
average, that's still an 889 average after playing 2 games against the Spartans.
it's because his ability to step away from what I like to call a shadow in Nas, where he was overshadowed by players like Doug and me, and let's say even Karm when he was there. You
Yeah,
think it's
I'd
that
say
separation?
the moving away from Nass was definitely the right move for uh for Tyler Austin or Ryan Priest or the
Especially
pit road cone or whatever his name is.
especially to take him to the next level of play, because now he's able to lead a team like a new team like West Virginia, a team that really doesn't have that big of a name. He can step out and create his own name and be that big guy that every team has really.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the pitching side of things.
Pitching side of
Let's not
things. So, I think the strongest team pitching so far has to be Charlotte. And that's not me tooting my own horn. That's just seeing how we've done so far. Charlotte has 3 pitchers that have ERAs of less than .1 with at least 3 innings. Or
that is
less than
true.
1.0.
Yes, and also even players look at it. Players like Xavier and
I put
A.
Swagmaster in as like a little experiment to see how he'd do, and he threw a complete game shutout. Like Swagmaster, I don't think I've ever had him pitch, and he's been on my team like 4 seasons. But
Now, a lot of people. Now, one name that I don't see on this list that I would see like that will probably be here soon for Case is Juice, the Decidual. I think he especially has been pitching really well for Nas, being that kind
he's
of
at
like
six.
ace.
Yeah, he's at 16 strikeouts, 2 behind the leaderboard. But
And no hate towards Squeaker, but I just feel like Juice is an all around most likely better pitcher than he is. Um, especially at the performance you saw he had against Rock Valley, holding him to only two. What was it? How many hits did he have? Like 4 hits?
I don't remember. It was it was not
I
very
think it
many
was around the
hits.
four. Not very many hits, and the only points that were scored were home runs, which one was an unlucky roller that got hit by Reckless, and one was just a error meatball. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest. Like, but I would like to see him step up his game, reach the K list, and maybe probably win the Cy Young for the ML, maybe for the ML.
Yeah. Now, I think a lot
Um,
of people often forget that the awards are split by the league,
yes, that is true.
and that
The
makes
awards
it
are
I think that makes it quite a bit easier for talk about like rookie of the year and most improved. For rookie of the year
oh
in the RL, I actually don't know who the rookies are in the RL. Like other than Anthony's not technically a rookie, he played here in the early days. Um
well we have. Let's look at the list.
we have
Let's
like
look
a
at the
couple
team list.
people on Boston who haven't gotten a hit yet.
We have Ale, who's a rookie technically
I don't
on
think
your
he's going to
team.
be very active for the remainder of this season though.
We have 2D model for the Boston Warriors, who's new.
Yeah.
I think most of the Boston Warriors are new. Is Robert
Well, yeah,
Giusti? Is he good?
it's probably
Is he new?
Giusti. But yeah,
I
a
think
bunch
he's
of the
new.
Boston people who haven't showed up to games are rookies.
The Meme Man is. I'm pretty sure he's new,
No, he's
correct?
not a rookie. That was
Oh, oof.
1259. That one guy from like season 5 and 6 who was really bad, but now he's actually pretty good. For the most
Oh,
improved award in the RL, I would have to say Meme Man. At
honestly, 8 for 5, 625.
yeah, 625 average coming back after being like low key bad in seasons 5 and 6. That's pretty decent.
It is. It really is decent. Let's look at who we think could win that. I think right now, my MVP for the RL right now, I think would have to be Guess Rizzo right now
Yeah,
with
I,
a
I would I
with a
would
high
I would
batting average.
I would pretty agree with
His
that.
high
High batting
his high
average,
batting.
very good
Mm-hmm.
fielder.
Yes,
His pitching needs some work, but that'll be addressed as the season goes on.
I think all around he's probably not, if not the one of the best players right now in the RL.
Yeah,
And like you said, RL Rookie of the Year.
no idea.
That's gonna be a tough one because no RL rookies have really
Yeah, no
made
RL
a
rookies have
name for
stood out.
themselves here.
So that's a call to you RL rookies out there. If you guys want,
Yeah,
if you guys want to
I'm
get
looking
that
at you,
award, if you want the hardware,
2D model.
stand up, get
It's up for
yourself ready.
grabs. Like it's a wide open race. Silver Slugger. Sorry, not Silver Slugger. Sorry, Hank Aaron. No, I don't want to oof again.
Home runs, no clue. We'll
I
figure
think
that out
I
around
think
season
not.
series 5.
I think for being way too early, I'm gonna give it to you, Ash. Not gonna lie. You've been hitting, even though your average is
My
god
average is
awful.
poop.
Jesus Christ,
It's really bad.
you're literally the worst batting on your team, and that's sad because you're hitting worse than Swagmaster.
I'm almost hitting as bad as the teams I pitch against.
Facts. Oof, that's shots. He's shooting shots out there, kids. Okay, for most improved right now, like I said, me man right now is
Yeah.
our front runner for. What else we got? Silver Slugger. I don't know what that award's for. Isn't it for average?
Yeah, Silver Slugger is average. If Ryan Priest finds a way to keep it going, then he'll get it. It's not hard for him. For RL though,
I said RL. Yeah,
oh, for
RL. I think it's
RL,
gonna be
it's
tough between
probably gonna
AJ
be
and
AJ or
Guess.
Guess. Yeah.
Hands down, those two. And your boy Bear. Even though your boy Bear only has 502 at bats, maybe he too could step up and take that award.
Who knows?
And we already know who Gold Glove's going to. Like, we don't have to talk about that. That should be called the Ash Limmer Award.
After I retire, if the league still goes after I retire, it probably won't. I want the Gold Glove Award to be named after me, but I'm just
But
messing.
I've won it more than you, so oof. So let's continue.
Hey, sound.
So
Right.
let's go for the ML. I think the ML MVP race right now is actually pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Doug.
We have Darkar, Reckless, Hayden, Tyler Austin.
Yeah.
Sorry to all you Skylanders out there. You're just poo-poo right now. Sorry.
Yeah. Y'all will get better, I'm sure, with GFA ownership.
And even Gulag is batting pretty decent. I'm batting pretty decent as well. It's a race. We'll see after we have another podcast next week what the updates are to this ratings.
But yeah.
Now let's go to Cy Young.
Here, I got a couple of things to say. Or actually, no. Let's finish the award.
So for Cy Young, again, way too early. It's another tough race. We have you have players like me. Right now, the leader is Squeaker with West Mountaineers. But we have players behind him like me and Juice. And who else we got? Juice XVI. We have me. And even Gulag for Daddy stalling with 10 in 4th place right there. And maybe even Doug, if he could come out and pitch some games, maybe he could even put his name in.
Yeah.
I think right now the ML is the most competitive for every award. Don't at me. The most competitive in general. Right now, besides Skylanders, RIP Skylanders.
Well, I think the two sides have different areas of competition. Like the 1-2 race for the Metro League is probably more popular as a competition, but the 2-3-4 race in the RL could really go anywhere.
Can we get everyone in the chat? Can we get an F for the Skyliners? Can I get an F for the Skyliners, please?
Let's get an F in the chat for New York.
Let's get an F in the chat for this. I'll start it. F in the chat for the Skyliners, please. Okay, well, let's continue.
I was gonna say, it has been announced that the All-Star Game is gonna be at BB&T Park, And the ballot for the All-Star game will be released tomorrow night after the games.
You know what? Okay, and just to finish these awards out, right now, home runs, we don't know. Too many people have hit fingers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Average, I think right now your leaders are Doug. I think Doug. It's gonna be a fight between Doug and Tyler Ralston. The two former coach and owner are gonna have to slug it out for the Silver Slugger.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
MVP. I'm at most improved. We already know that's gonna go. Your front runner right now is Austin.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year. We already know your front runner is Gulag.
Mhm.
And I think right now, that's it for awards. I would like to now talk about. Oh yeah, that does true. It does depend on how many games Doug could attend. That boy's is hard worker.
He got his summer classes.
All right, Ash. I'm going to make an announcement right now that starting the next podcast, we're gonna have Spartans oofs of the week. We give my top 3 oofs at every game that make everyone want to say oof. I like to put my name down as I think I'll win number 1 this season with the oof. Give it up. A run as a balk. Ladies and gentlemen, I gave up a run. Giving up a balk. That is a oof.
I would agree that is the number 1 oof of the week.
I think we win oof of the week. And starting next week also we will have top 5 plays of the week. We have more little segments going on. This is just a little tester, see how many people will come out, see how the activity was going, Maybe in the future we can get some people on this.
Yeah, I think we should take a couple questions from the chat. So
yeah, we're opening the floor to you guys. If you have any questions, throw them our way.
Let's see what y'all got.
You can hear me typing way too loud. Oh yeah, I would like to give a shout out to Zach Campbell.
Oh yeah, RBC Zach Campbell. Everyone go subscribe to RBC Zach Campbell in the channel section of the RBN. Doug says, "Why are you gay?" Not as gay
Doug,
as you rejecting the LP rule, but.
Ooh, it's tough. What is your reaction when Tornado took over the NYS? Oof.
My reaction was, that's not gonna last long. And guess what? I was right.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think the oof of the week. No, I think we'll take that back. You know what the oof of the week is, Ash?
The New York Skyliners ownership.
No. It's Squeaker retiring after 2 games because he lost, and then coming back and winning a game, and then coming out of retirement. I think that's the oof of the week.
I would have to say those two are the top 2 oofs of the week.
Top 2 oof of the weeks. How do you think? Okay. Zach Campbell throws a question out here that says, "How do you think?" Hold up, give me.
I have a big answer for this one. Here, I'll do it. So RBC Zach Campbell says, "How do you think the new fan revolution of ball hawking affects the game and look at the RBC?" I think it's great, but it needs some changes. So what's happening right now is everyone's teaming themselves to the teams, which is very lame and unprofessional. And then we all get annoyed at them when they throw balls back and forth. So I made a tool back in Season 6 for Wells back then, where it's a glove, but it doesn't speed you, and you can't throw. So that way, you can ball hawk and get balls, but you don't actually interfere with the game. And I think widespread implementation of that is going to be very good for the fan experience in the RBC for the upcoming seasons. And if only we could get Doug to back that up and just update the stadiums, but we'll see how this goes. Update the stadiums. We'll get back to you guys on that in a future video. But
The me man, the goat, sends a question and asks, "What do you think about the available free agents at the moment? Tornado, ASC, and JS." All right. First of all, ASC and JS. Let's get them out of here. They're not free. They're literal. I mean, I'm not gonna throw shots here, but they need to mature and they need to learn the game. They need to take a high Josh right now. They need to take a season and just learn and watch.
Wait, who? AASC and
They-
JS 125?
yes.
Yeah, I'd have to. I
Um.
think they have two options right now. They watch for the rest of the season and learn the game, or two, they go to training facility and work on hitting, work on fielding. Hitting and fielding, just in order to get on a team, you need one or the other. I personally look
True.
for fielding more than hitting in my players because you can't lose if you don't allow runs.
That is true. But I think right now the most available free agent is obviously Tornado JS.
And we're waiting on his announcement on to where he's going. He's gotten an offer from, I believe, every team except for the Spartans, Cougars, and Bandits.
The top three teams haven't offered him, but he can land on a contender and maybe elevate that team to the next level. I
Yeah,
think one thing he has to look out for, especially, is his pitching. His batting is around average, but his pitching, he's allowed 10 hits and
I
what is
think
that?
I think part of the pitching problem is the fact that he had the New York Skyliners outfield behind him,
That is true too. Not gonna lie.
where
He didn't have a great outfield. Maybe he'll land somewhere, especially like Boston
yeah, I
or
think from what I see, the offers that he's received so far, the place that would be the best fit for him probably would be either Boston, Omaha, or Gas City.
yeah, I would agree with that. I
I
think, and honestly, I think if he joined Omaha, that will solidify Omaha in a playoff position. Not gonna lie.
honestly definitely, yeah, because Omaha right now pitching, they got Ashton, they got Crazy, they got AJ, and they got NLJ.
And
AJ
when
and
that's a
Crazy are
solid.
very good, but their activity is going to be very wavy with the remainder of this season.
Um. Now next. Now I think also, I think the other three free agents we have in like Buzz Chow. I think Buzz Chow
Boschow's
right now.
inactive. I don't think he's going to go anywhere and
Yeah.
do anything in this league for the
But
remainder of the season.
between Jeja and Feared, I think those two just need to work on. I feel like they're in the same boat as GS and SSE, but they're like, let's say like JJ and ASC are like at the beginning of their journey,
Yeah.
and like Feared and Jedge are like in the middle towards the end, because like they understand the game, but they just don't. They're just missing something, Like they're good, but they're just missing that something. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions we have out here, kids? I mean, anyone want to say? I mean, I'll answer anything almost besides any question from Doug, because Doug's a poopy head and he's racist. Can we point that out on stream?
I don't think we should talk about that on the podcast.
All right. If you want to hear my reason why Doug is racist, please DM me on Discord. I'm open to telling everyone and anyone about that. Me, man, I do not like. I mean, I do like turtles actually.
I'm
Turtles are
okay with
pretty bad.
turtles. If
Question: If
T4
T4 Bandits
Bandits,
leaves NYS, which
I
team would offer him?
I don't think anyone on NYS should go anywhere. I think people should go
Yeah,
to
honestly,
NYS.
if I think what who's the owner of that team right now?
Jiff the Spider.
I think Jiff right now needs to take, like I said before, take those risks and take those trades. Um, Maybe use Carm is not gonna lie, use him because even though Carm might be going on break right now, who knows when he's coming back? He might come back in 2 weeks. He might come back in 3 weeks. Who knows? Just the possibility of the name such as Carm Mushroom might entice a lot of teams to trade for him.
Yeah. And
And by the way, Carm's not done. I talked to him personally. I
yeah,
don't think he's
he's
done yet.
not done. He's coming back eventually.
I would like to address that. Doug, I do have the facts. You're just hiding from me, and you're a little scared bitch. Love you.
All right. So
Oh wait, Zach Campbell asked. Let's have like two more questions more. Zach Campbell asked, "How excited are you for the All Star break events, and what do you expect from it?"
I think if Doug puts the ball hawk gloves in for the home run derby, I think that would be an amazing thing for the RBC, and fan attendance would be like 20 to 30, honestly. Like,
Ooh,
I think enough people in this league are interested in ball hawking that if it was just the ball hawker's paradise, I think it would be great.
Dark Art presents a great question that says, "Which two teams are the best in your opinion? Not counting your teams, and let's not count Nas right now because
Okay.
we're gonna pick Nas
I would
besides
say
that.
I would
So,
say Boston. Not
and
including
I would
Ness, Charlotte, or Nash, Charlotte, or Rock
Rock
Valley,
Valley.
I would say Boston. I think Anthony just came out and surprised everybody with his performance coaching this season, and I think it's only going to get better. Because, again, keep in mind, he hasn't played since season three, I think. And
That
I
is
think
true.
once they develop people, like Base, I think they can get him on the mound pitching a little bit. I think once they develop people like 2D Model and Billy Idol, I think they can be a really big threat. I think, in my personal opinion, the RLCS this season is going to be another Charlotte versus Boston.
Oh, that is true. I think Boston right now is a pretty good team to look out for. But honestly, if I had to look at the standings right now, I would. I know. Squeaker's gonna get a little lit from this, but I think the Mountaineers.
Really?
If you look at their team right now, if you look at their team led by Tyler Austin, and I think if they get their other players to step up to a level that most teams want, I feel like players such as John, John XVI, players like him, Tyler Austin, they have the rookie year gulag. I mean, Strubeck, Tyler, if Strubeck comes back, he could play pretty well. S.J. Perkins, they have. Um, they get players like Ray Brooks and Files to come out. I think this team could do something. Honestly, like not gonna lie to you, and maybe even develop their what is his name, Spider Speed.
Spades. It's Spades.
Once they if they can develop Spades, maybe he could do something. Because right now their team looks pretty solid all around. They
They've
just
got,
need to take the next step and to make it a team better.
yeah.
The meme man, we didn't have forgot about Omaha. It's just that AJ's a trash boy.
The
Just
only
kidding.
reason I've kind of disregarded Omaha is just because AJ is going to be so inactive for a lot of this
Yeah, I
season.
think what Omaha needs to do is just right now get as many wins as possible and find some way to survive once he leaves.
Yeah.
No, we are not voting T4 Bandits for All Star voting.
We will allow the public to vote. Everyone gets one vote, and you choose 8 players
All right,
from
I
each
think
league.
one last question. That's a pretty good question by the meme man hitter, B man, the goat. Most underrated hitter. I'm gonna disregard big names in this, so I'm gonna look at the smaller names. Who?
Oh,
Looking at the
hold on.
stats, Ash.
We have a quick announcement to make. So,
Oof, sorry.
directly in
Go ahead.
line with my prediction, JS has signed with Boston.
Oh,
um,
great.
Now moving on to what you were saying.
Um, the meme man presents a question that says, "What? Who is the most underrated hitter?" And when this question is presented, I might as well throw pitcher in there as well, just to get both sides of the.
All right, let me look at my spreadsheet right
It's gonna
quick.
take us a little second to look at the stats. Hmm. Now, did you want to do one per league, or did you want to do
Let's
it
just do
just?
one overall.
All right, no problem.
I think the most underrated hitter. I haven't really seen Omaha play a lot this season, but I think the most underrated hitter is the 22 fan.
Wow,
He's only gotten 4 hits, but he's gotten 2 home runs.
that
And
is true.
I think he is a pretty decent clutch batter. And I think even though he was one of the smaller names in the previous years, I think he'll come out and really show his stuff this season for Gas City.
And to follow that up, I think on the opposite side of everything, let's look at Gulag for Daddy Stalin, our current leader for Rookie of the Year.
He's not underrated at all.
Well, let's be honest.
If anything, he's a bit overrated.
Right. Actually, you're right. He's not underrated because people know about him now.
Everyone knows about him now. I think most underrated pitcher is probably Swagmaster.
Underrated hitter right now. No, this is hard. 22 fan, like you said, is a good name. I think a lot of people in the RL, especially, are on. Maybe even Felix Peep, because Felix Peep is, what is he, 4 for 2 right now?
Oh yeah,
One
Felix
home run,
Peep is a thing.
not very. He hasn't came out to a lot of games, but if he continued the current streak he's on, he's actually playing pretty well. And even Bixalo right now, 2 for 2 with a home run. And,
oh yeah.
And 3 RBIs. These two players, if they could play more games, maybe they could come out. I mean, sorry, semantics, not Bixalo.
It's the same thing. It's the same person.
And for pitcher right now, I think the most underrated pitcher. Everyone knows about that kid now. Sorry, I didn't take the time to look at these stats beforehand.
I would still have to say Swag.
Swag, yes.
Swag and 22 fan.
Like he did. And maybe even Ashton Champion, because Ashton Champion has been such a meme in this league.
That's true.
And to have 9 strikeouts and have 9 strikeouts right now, I think is pretty underrated right now. And a whip of 1.2, ERA of 1.
That's pretty good.
It's a pretty decent game. Ash, would you like to take this one home, bud?
Well, yeah, that will wrap it up here for the inaugural episode of the Spart Asch Analysis Podcast. Thank you all for watching. I think we hit about 16 viewers today. Messages per minute were up to 23 at one point. And just thank you all for watching, and have a really good night.
Thanks to all you 11 people right now. I love each and every one of you 11 people. DM me right now, and I'll give you a heart emoji. Also, don't forget, we have new exciting things coming to this podcast soon. And All-Star voting will be right around the corner. So
yeah, All-Star voting starts tomorrow night. I'll post that link in the announcements as soon as the game ends tomorrow night. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good night.
All right, love you all. Heart emojis.